So y'all, man, what's going on with y'all? Straight here chilling, watching that more Tom and Jerry. A few people to come in. It's freaking crazy out here, bro. It's crazy. It's when it's going on in this industry. So we got Doja the Cat, who was I guess R&B soul singer, and one of her videos was surfaced um recently. She was chatting. She was on Tiny Chat with the partaking with the incel community and the racial and racist people, allegedly. And what's crazy is that she was saying like a lot of racial comments, and it was like a lot of them there saying all these type of racial things, and she's appears to be biracial, just very disrespecting the culture, and it's kind of crazy because you know back in 2015 she had a song called "Did You Nothing," and that I looked that up. That was a racial term, just really just talking about how when African Americans die from the police and they were a victim of police brutality. So that's pretty much was a racial term, and it was really in the focus of Sandra Bland in that particular time when Sandra Bland was pulled over, I believe a Texas cop or whatever, and she died in prison allegedly. So we don't. It's a lot of circumstance that goes on. You see the Trayvon Martin situation, Ahmaud Arbery. I mean, this is really not a good time to be, just talking about these sensitive topics in a very disrespectful way and using derogatory terms. And she just was celebrating that one of her songs, "Say So," with Nicki Minaj, reached #1 on the Billboard, and that's a good song. And she makes very colorful songs, man. And I'm not gonna sit up here and say that her music is trash. It's not. I think it's cool. Me and my friend was comparing it to like a Kendrick Lamar feel, like Untitled, if you want to say, man. But I will say it's okay. It's she has some talent there, but if you have a history in the past, you tweeting about racial things, everything that you say is coming from your heart. I truly believe that. I mean, I even know she was making racial, comments about our future members, so like Tyler Creator and Earl Sweatshirt. It's probably one of the main reasons why they never really want to partake and do music with her. Because I can see, Tyler the Creator getting into the studio and making some type of music with her. Probably have her featuring in his flower bomb, or not cherry bomb, but I can see him in cherry bomb that he made in 2015. But Flower Boy, I can see her in that. It's just something that would fit in their arena. But if you have a proven track record, if you saying derogatory terms or it's African Americans, I mean, you only can go so far. Then back in high school, she was stating that she was saying like the F word that's very disrespectful towards gay people and the homosexuals. Man, yeah, and if you trying to really make it in the industry, man, you gotta bite your tongue on that, and it may be very difficult. This is gonna probably bite her in the butt, man. I don't know how long her career is gonna last. The record label, if she's deeply being manipulated from the people in the market. They telling her, hey, you gotta go out here act a fool. I mean, I was told that, according to my research in the article, that she was talking to like these people on these platforms, degrading herself. They said she crapped on camera, she was vomiting, playing with herself, just doing a lot of crazy things just to stoop into their level. And I'm looking like, why? This is a beautiful young woman. It's a woman that really can make something out of herself. Maybe she did have injections or she has a lot of insecurity issues, but at the same time, man, it's just gonna be lucrative towards your career. And I just probably feel that Doja Cat, she failed to realize at the end of the day, like, oh shoot, like, damn, I should have never done that. I should have think more into my future, because the things that you post, all these type of things, man, it can bite you. Like, even if you going out for a job interview, a lot of corporations have the ability and the time to go in here and just look inside your history. They can see what type of person you were, if you're trying to be a stockbroker or anything, real estate. they can look inside your social media posts, who's the type of person that you post, any political affiliations. Yeah, it might not be fair, but you got to understand you are a representation of the company. And who knows, we don't know what stuff is going on behind the scenes of those are the cats getting paid under the table for doing these type of stuff, saying these things. But it's really crazy that, if you want to continuously, I mean, some people believe she sold her soul. It could be a possibility, but it's I think it's wrong. And if she go on an apology tour, I mean, apologize and say like, oh, okay, I'm sorry for saying this, but at the end of the day, you still keep continuously to say things, and you saying things on Twitter, or you're gonna use that. Like when you get angry or upset, I'm gonna continuously to say derogatory stuff because I can. Like, come on now, that's not really a good notion um, of doing things, But this can really break her career in so many ways. So I can't really. I don't know. It's gonna be hard for me to respect her. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was listening to her whole album, Hot Pink. Um, it's just she was just saying she idolized Nicki Minaj, she idolized Beyonce. But are these artists are going to work with her moving on from here? Even though that resurfaced in 2015, they brought that up. Is this going to really hurt her potential for working with future artists? That's going to help her get distribution in her album sales. I mean, this can really dig deep. So I think the best thing is she need to get some help. I would love to minister to Doja the Cat. She could be having a mental illness, or she could be trolling, but this is like one of the worst ways to do it. I really think. I believe majority of her fan base is probably you got homosexuals and people from all over backgrounds, man. That in America that listen to her. I mean, but at the same time, man, it's what you put out there and the energy that she emit, and I truly believe that this might be one of her worst mistakes. So, um, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how I really feel about that on that situation though. But um, I know it's getting late and everything, but I just kind of want to really touch on that. Seriously, I really want to touch on that. But you gotta be careful what you say. At the end of the day, remember, it's life and death in the power of the tongue. It really is. And look at this as a learning lesson. When you're in a big representation, even you're not even representing a company, you represent yourself. You always represent yourself, man. You never know who's listening, who's watching. People can bring up any single thing, man, that happens in your life, bro. And it's ridiculous, regardless if you're a good person or a bad person, man. That's just how it goes. So, that's all I really have to say. I can see why people like kind of stay low key on certain things, man. But this is one of the reasons I just want to kind of, put my, opinion on this situation. Can she come back? Yeah, she can, but it's gonna be a lot of apologies. It's gonna be a lot of things that she's gonna have to do. I mean, I don't know if she's still gonna sell units because I really wasn't a huge fan of Doja the Cat. I heard of her, but I haven't really heard any type of songs. And I would listen to Say, so I was like, okay, cool. But people on Twitter was going crazy, and I was like, okay, she's trending. Usually celebrities trend when something, if they died or they did a big investment or their album coming out or they doing something stupid. So I look at this like if you were, a future leader, in the R&B sector of millennials, then why, we live in a sensitive world. Why would you say these type of things? you know. But it's just really exposing what type of person she is. I don't know if I'm really going to continue to support her. She kind of like disrespected one of my favorite rappers, like Earl Sweatshirt and Tyler the Creator. So I was just like, damn, like this is super crazy, man. So she's really kind of ruined potential relationships in the long run because that can carry her all over. People has gotten fired for saying certain things like this. So I'm thinking like this. I was talking to my friend like Mike. We can get mad at Doja the Cat, but also too we get mad at the record companies too. That's pulling the strings. We gotta think about that as well. Who's controlling her? Who's manipulating her to say these type of things? you know, to really to stoop to herself to be very, you say derogatory statements or it's African Americans or any type of race of people in America instead of being, you know, an activist. Remember, Michael X said, if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything. And I just feel like, you know, this is one of the things that, you know, Doja the Cat fell into, one of her most categories. So, in order to continuously to get her name up, even though she was making, you know, history, I believe, but at the same time, man, all your talent and everything that you have done, those albums that you have, and Hot Pink, if they go platinum or not, people still, when they remember you, they gonna still remember you. Oh, you the racist girl. So it's crazy, man. How we as human beings we remember the bad stuff, but not the good things. But that's just the way of the world. But that's really all I have to say, man. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate that, man. I know it's late from a lot of people. People probably just really waking up in this particular moment, but it's just it's a crazy thing, man. Here, so those are the cat. Um, yeah, just kind of just a little disappointed, man. Just the people that you associate with too, man. You know, instead of just getting to like more of people that's making things in the music industry and business, and I just feel like, man, your company is just horrible. I mean, wow, like you gotta probably be accountable for that, man. So I don't know, they're gonna remove it from the record label, but we got to see moving on. So I'm not gonna draw this too long. It's again kind of late. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe. If you want like an interview, please email me at roddy9312@gmail.com. I really appreciate that, man. Just feel like I want to go live with y'all. Love y'all. I'm out. You guys take care. Deuces.